Vader's Castle and more generally Mustafar are map locations that I've been discussing for quite a few months now, ever since we got the release date trailer for Star Wars Hunters at the end of April, because you may remember that in this shot we can actually see Vader's Castle itself, and what seems to be a map with Hoth and Mustafar on it. And of course it wasn't there at launch, as many of you will know, so to me that meant that it was absolutely going to be coming eventually, which of course Vader's Castle did in the Season 2 update last week. So now that it has been here for some time, I wanted to do a bit of a review for it. But before I do get into it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on to never miss a piece of Star Wars Hunters content. And let me know your thoughts on this map in the comments below. For me, there are ultimately two main categories to discuss when reviewing a map as a player. There's the overall look and feel, so does it actually look good, does it feel immersive? And then what game modes are playable on it, and do they actually work well for the map? Starting on with the look and feel, right off the bat I think it's absolutely incredible. When playing this map I really do feel as though I'm actually in Vader's Castle and on Mustafar rather than on Vespara. From the corridor where Vader speaks to Krennic in Rogue One, to the corridors and underground Sith stuff, to the countless nods to Vader and his day-to-day castle life, this map genuinely crams in so much stuff in every single room, which means that everywhere you go you can look around and there is going to be something instantly recognizable. And so the moment I stepped into this map I was genuinely blown away by the details on show, and that doesn't even take into account any of the audio stuff. You can actually hear TIE fighters roaring past the castle every now and then, the lava flow itself, and if you listen carefully I think you can actually hear the mining droids as well. But one of my favourite things in this map though is that in Vader's throne room there is a giant hologram head of Vader, and you can actually hear him breathing when you're in that room, which I just think is a fantastic touch. As someone who has spent quite a lot of time playing the Vader Immortal VR games where you actually get to explore Vader's castle, I do feel like I am there once again with this map, and so I feel like you can really tell that the dev team has put a lot of work into making this map look and feel truly special, making it easily my favourite map in the game right now. I'd also like to add that the quality of maps that the game has had in the last 12 months has honestly been really good. In fact, just over 12 months ago we had the introduction of Mos Espa Way Station, which is a really fun map with loads of details that honestly just makes you feel like you're in the Mos Espa town centre. We've then also had Death Star Crossfire last September, which I thought was a quality addition. There's quite a lot of nice references there, and the audio is really good with the TIE Fighter and X-Wing roaring past the map. And that came out in September last year, and then in January this year we then had the Vandor Rail Yard, which was pretty insane to me since we've never actually seen Vandor in a Star Wars game before, as it's only appeared in Solo. And it honestly took me by surprise because I was never expecting to see Vandor or even really any map from Solo in the game anytime soon. So to essentially have seen it so early and have it in the game at launch really blew my mind. And then of course in Season 1 at the launch of the game we then got Vespara Row, which I don't think is on the same quality as the other maps in my opinion, but it's still a very fun map, and I feel like you get a really good sense of what the town or city of the arena on Vespara is actually like, which I think is really cool, especially as someone who's read the Star Wars Hunters book. So I'm really excited to see what the future of maps in this game holds. As for the game modes, it's naturally one which has all the game modes playable on it, except for of course if Hut Ball and Escort come back to the game it won't be on there. So Squad Brawl, Power Control, Dynamic Control and Trophy Chase are all playable on it. Now I first played this map on Trophy Chase and I was so happy. My biggest complaint with this game mode, I even did a video on it a couple of weeks ago, is that everyone just goes to camp in the spawn zones, and it makes the game mode actually pretty unenjoyable. So I've always found that really frustrating. So I think we really need to see it so that you can't go into spawns in Trophy Chase. But thankfully with this map of Vader's Castle, the spawns are actually a launch pad away from the map, meaning you can't actually return to the spawn once you've left it, which means that Trophy Chase is an actual chase around the map rather than a spawn camping fiesta. So thank you Boss Alien for that, and long may that continue. Now, as with me recording this video, I don't believe I've actually played this map on Power Control yet, but Dynamic Control and Squad Brawl also work just as well as the other maps in my opinion. I don't really have any complaints at all for them, and I also don't really have any insane praises, but the fact that it just works and feels natural for the other modes is absolutely a positive thing. So ultimately, I am very happy with Vader's Castle as a map. It probably is my favourite map in the entire game now, and it looks and feels incredible. As a huge fan of Star Wars and someone fairly familiar with the castle because of Vader Immortal, I really do feel immersed in it, and even during my first stream of Season 2, until I saw that the Mustafar background was just a big screen, I actually genuinely forgot that I was on Vespara. So to me, as a player and a fan of the franchise, that genuinely meant quite a lot. Then as for the gameplay and overall level design, to me it's absolutely fine. I'm no expert in that area, nor will I ever claim to be, but all the game modes play well from my experiences thus far, so I can't really complain about it, and I'm very happy with the trophy chase not being able to go to spawns. So there are absolutely a lot of positives, and as such I very much cannot wait for the next map to release and to see what is to come in the future. I think it could be a Hoth map next personally, purely just out of speculation, but we will just have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think of the Vader's Castle map in the comments below though, guys. That is it from me today. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.